I've been doing it for so many times, and for me, it's very clear. 2 million orders they've had. 100,000 of these orders were added by ReConvert. When you look at checkout upselling and the drag and drop interface, we are the only ones that offer this functionality.
This is, of course, such a powerful way to drive increased AOV.
And we're trying to make each one of them a little bit different to fit different needs or different areas of the customer journey. I started my own store back in 2014. We built this product based on real pains that we had in our store since we launched, because we understand the pain.
All right, let's get started. So Eric, Ron, thank you so much for joining us and being able to effectively walk through your solution for the sales team today. Just a quick reminder, our team works with current Shopify merchants on the Shopify core plan, but we're always excited to actually help merchants find that next step and upgrade to Shopify Plus. We also work with clients on the day-to-day for other solutions as well, as we had discussed. That being said, I don't have too much more that I wanted to say, so Eric, Ron, I will pass it over to you maybe for a quick introduction and we can get started.
And so Ron, let me go first with the intro.
Sure. So my name is Ron. Hi, I'm the CMO here at the ReConvert. Just in general, I have 13 years experience in the online marketing in different fields. The majorest one is 5 years in Iron Source, for the people who knows. That's it.
All right. And my name is Eric. I'm one of the founders and the CEO of ReConvert. So first of all, pleasure to have you all in here. I will say in advance that both of our native language isn't English, so we'll do our best. But if at any point we're unclear or anything, feel free to stop me and just ask me to clarify whatever I'm saying. So this presentation, this session is going to be built out of two parts. The first part is going to be, we're just going to go through presentations that we made specifically for you guys, so you can later on use to share with clients or possible prospects for Shopify Plus. And after this presentation, we're going to go through an actual setup of the app to show you how easy it is to set up and to get you a little bit familiar with the features. At any point during this demo, if you have any questions or you need any clarifications, feel free to stop me at any time. Okay, because I've been doing it for so many times, and for me, it's very clear. I know that for someone who's seeing it for the first time, it might be a little bit confusing, so feel free to stop me. Okay, so I'm going to start by sharing my screen. ReConvert, in this presentation, I'm going to show you how ReConvert help brands in Shopify generate up to 50% more revenue in a few minutes, just in a few clicks, and this is something we do very well. Let's start with the solution, the problem, I apologize, that ReConvert solves for Shopify merchants. First of all, you all know that the acquisition costs of customers are going up in the past few years, and this is something that is consistent in the past, I think, 8 years or so. And the competition is increasing faster than the market. There are more stores, and I wouldn't say that customers they're not expanding as much. While every competition pretty much split the market, it takes time for the market to double itself. And then the last thing is the complexity or inability to edit the checkout, post-purchase page, and the thank you page using the native Shopify capabilities. So for these, you're either going to need a developer or you're going to need an app, or you're just not going to be able to edit those. Yeah, so in a few words, ReConvert empowers retailers to generate bigger, better orders and more orders, overcoming the rising cost per acquisition, increasing AOV and profitability. All of these are all super important to merchants. I know that you guys know that. So we do that by optimizing and editing 3 parts of the customer journey using editors that we're going to cover soon. So the first one is checkout upsells. This one is exclusive for Shopify Plus stores. Again, this is something that Shopify limits only to Shopify Plus merchants. The second is the one-click post-purchase upsells. This is the page between the checkout and the thank you page where a merchant can display an offer to a customer, and if the customer accepts it, they're being charged automatically and the item being added to the order without the customer having to re-enter their payment details. And as for the thank you page, we have a whole drag and drop interface with 16 different widgets that you can add to the thank you page. So it's not purely about upsells, but most merchants are using the app purely to increase AOV. What it looks like for the customer. This is the default checkout page in Shopify without ReConvert, and this is what it's going to possibly look like with ReConvert. You're going to be able to add different elements, drag and drop them, different product upsells, different banners, and a bunch of other features that you can add to your checkout pages. Regarding the post-purchase page, by default, this is what the checkout process looks like for the customer. From the checkout, they're being redirected to the thank you page. With ReConvert, what we do is we add another page in between, again, the post-purchase page, where you can display an exclusive one-time offer to the customer. And if you accept that, it's just being added to the order automatically. Okay, and the thank you page looks like a part of the checkout by default in Shopify, but you can really make it much more. You can add multiple elements, product recommendations, collect customer information, conduct post-purchase surveys, collect birthdays, add tracking widget, videos, text. You can add a bunch of other new things to this page, and you can really customize it. So these are the three areas that ReConvert currently customizes for merchants. On Shopify, currently, we have a little over 40,000 active Shopify merchants. You can look at the reviews on the App Store. They're all great. They're all mentioning the customer support. I'm not going to hold on for this one. As for Shopify Plus specifically, out of 40,000 stores, we have a little over 3% of them that are Shopify Plus merchants, which is a little over 1,000 merchants. I think it's grown since we made it, but I'm not sure. And as for revenue, out of the last 6 months, out of 70, and Ronami, fix me if I'm wrong, but out of $70 million generated to merchants by ReConvert in the last 6 months, over 30 million of this. Sorry, so can you fix?
So let me fix you. We did over $100 million in the last 6 months. 70 million went through the regular Shopify stores, and 30 million went to that 3% of Shopify Plus.
Got it. Okay, so from what we can see here is just Shopify Plus merchants are generating 10% out of the revenue generated by the app, even though they're only covering 3% out of the merchant population. So out of more than 2 million orders of Shopify Plus merchants, this is also a very interesting thing. Out of 2 million orders they've had, 100,000 of these orders were added by ReConvert. That's a 5.3% increase in order volume. And that's not including the average order value increase. Some of these orders are being added in addition to the original orders because of limitations of the Shopify platforms. For example, from the thank you page, you can't necessarily add the upsell to the original order. So we came up with different methods to actually create new orders, to let customers reorder right from the thank you page. So that's, again, a 5.3% increase in order monthly volume for Shopify Plus stores using ReConvert. As for case studies, you can look at the ReConvert website for case studies, and there's a link here for the full case study. But Tushi, they're selling bidets. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to say it in English, but they generated an extra almost $200,000 in monthly revenue just from ReConvert. That was their ROI. These are, I think, insane numbers for anyone running an online store. And the conversion rate from ReConvert widgets and the thank you page alone got to almost 3%. So if you compare that to an empty thank you page with 0 conversion rate, you can boost it up to 3% conversion rate out of your current orders. That's a very good increase for any store. As for competitors, we focus on these two. There are, of course, others on the market. But I would say when you look at checkout upselling and the drag and drop interface, we're the only ones that offer this functionality, and it's just adding for more advanced merchants with more advanced needs, better option to customize the checkout with the checkout editor. We're going to look at that soon. As for the thank you page, we started as the first kind of thank you page editor in Shopify. We started that a long time ago, so we do have a lot of spare time, so we developed more features for the thank you page. The segmentation is much more advanced. So this is, again, for merchants with more specific needs. You can really segment the entire funnel, the post-purchase funnel, based on everything that is available on the Shopify API. And I'll show you that later. It's kind of like Klaviyo just for your post-purchase funnels. And again, from what we've seen, everybody else offers some sort of a basic segmentation, which is good for most merchants, but not for all of them. Then there's also the Shopify Flow integration, which is, again, a Shopify Plus kind of exclusive feature. Now I know that it's also open for Shopify Advanced, but still, this is something that is very helpful for a lot of merchants. We do have a live chat support 24/7 inside the app. And then there is also the one-click setup, which is important, not necessarily for larger brands, but for more stores that want to start with a single click, we do offer this option. Now, our commitment to you as Shopify sales representatives, first of all, whoever is going to be referred by you is going to get 3 months commission-free upselling for these accounts. So they're going to pay the monthly subscription, but without any commission. Then there's also going to be a discounted annual plan, and this is where we're kind of flexible. So if you have specific requests, we can come up with a solution together. We're going to offer a dedicated CSM and white glove onboarding to anyone you'll refer. And we're also going to give you an ROI positive guarantee. So if someone is not going to get the ROI they're looking for, they're not going to get at least 200, 300% ROI, and they're going to ask for their money back, they're going to get it right away, because we know this is just not an option. It's just impossible to happen. So I'm just going to stop sharing for a second. So far about the presentation, and again, you guys are going to get a link right after the call. Any question about what we've seen so far?
I do have one question, Eric.
Sure.
Maybe you'll get to this, but if we wanted to get in touch with your team, how would we do that?
Oh, we did forget it in the presentation, so we're going to add one more slide. But for now, you can either email me, eric@reconvert.io, or you can email ronami at reconvert.io. We're going to add this information after the call. All right, I'm going to move forward. So now I'm just going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you the setup process. I guess here we're going to have more questions, so feel free to stop me during the presentation. Just waiting for you guys to confirm again that you can see my screen.
We can see it.
Okay, great. So this is the onboarding screen for ReConvert. We try to make it as simple as possible. As you guys probably know, there's one thing that you need to set up in order to have a post-purchase upsell app, and that's defining ReConvert as your post-purchase upsell app in the Shopify settings. So you can just click here, and I'm going to scroll down to checkout, and I'm going to select ReConvert. I'm going to hit save, and now I'm just going to close this tab. And if I'm going to check status now, it's going to tell me that ReConvert is set up as my post-purchase upsell app. By the way, there's a help video here, so you can just watch it, and it's going to explain everything that I'm just talking about. So when we're going to start, we're going to have two options. One option is going to be to start from scratch. You can either create an empty funnel or use one of our pre-made funnels. The most recommended way, and this is where it really gets easy to get started, is just use our best practices template. We call it the conversion monster. Come up with the maximum amount of discount you're willing to offer, and we're automatically going to create a fully personalized and dynamic funnel that optimized for all orders, for all stores. And this is from analyzing over 30,000 stores using the app. Back in the day, this is what we came up with, and it works really well and it converts. So if you change the discount to 20%, for example, you're going to see everything that is in the funnel automatically going to change according to that. And we're going to try to optimize the funnel to minimize discounts and optimize for profits. Okay, so if this is 20%, I'm just going to hit publish. Now, we also have a feature called Magic Designer. We automatically take all the design settings from the brands, fonts, colors, typography, everything that we can, and we're automatically implementing this into the funnel. And this is pretty much it. We know this GIF is kind of ridiculous, but ReConvert is now up. The entire team behind ReConvert made it work. And this is the funnel editor. This is the first place where you're landing on. If you want to learn more about how to use exactly this funnel, there's a help video here. And the funnel starts when an order is being completed. Then there is a trigger. This is where you can really segment the funnel. By default, again, it's set to all orders, but you can customize it to everything that you want, from the customer information, order information, product purchased, or other options like mobile device, browsers, and stuff like that. Let's say that I want to segment this funnel for a specific product. I can select product purchased, and from here, again, there's everything that is available from the Shopify API: type, vendor, price, compare to price, overselling settings. If it's physical or non-physical products, you can really do everything. And from here, let's say that I want a specific product, you can do that. And then at least one product in the order is, and in here, I'm going to have a search bar to select for specific products from my store. You can multi-select products, and there are and/or conditions. Okay, for the sake of the example, I'm just going to move it back to all orders. And then once the order is completed, again, there is the first post-purchase upsell. There is a quick preview here with some analytics. It's still empty. And if you want to edit the offer, by default, it's going to display the same product purchased at an additional discount, which is 50% of the max discount we just displayed. And if I'm going to click edit, it's going to open up the post-purchase offer editor. Again, this is a very simple drag and drop editor. You can customize everything you want in here. There's a help video to show you how to set it up. Right now, because it's displaying the same product purchase, then it's showing a skeleton. But if you're going to choose a specific product, you're going to see the exact product for that. And then after the first upsell, Shopify limits us to only display up to 2 post-purchase offers. You can choose what offer to display if the order was accepted or if it was declined, therefore the downsell. And at the end of each funnel, there is a thank you page. So this is, if I'm going to click edit next to the thank you page, I'm going to see the thank you page editor. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, again, there are multiple widgets that we already added by default to this pre-made funnel. There is a birthday collector, product recommendations in a few different layouts. And you can, if you want to add anything to this thank you page, you can just select the area you want to add it to. For example, to the left area. If I want to add a video, again, there are 16 widgets here for you to choose from. If I want to add a video, I'm just going to click on add, change all the settings here for the video, and then I can just drag it all the way to the top, and now the video is on the top. So it's very simple to use. There's, again, help videos everywhere, or even for the video itself, there's a help video at the top to learn how to use specifically videos on your thank you page. I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to hit save, and I'm just going to close it and hit save again. So far, any questions before we move forward?
Yeah, I was wondering, so with that first flow, it's like the 10% off the order, for example. Is there some way to kind of like intelligently code or know if there's a threshold? Because that can work really well with certain products, but say we're working with a merchant who sells maybe like a higher ticket item or like an item that you tend to only buy one of. Like, for example, call I was just on was like an air purifier. You're probably not going to buy a second one of those. Is there a way to kind of like customize or set more logic or rules around that for products of that nature?
You're talking about what's going to trigger the funnel or what product is going to be displayed in the funnel?
What product's going to be displayed on that first upsell?
Right. Yes, so we do have functionality around it. First of all, you can always customize the entire funnel based on specific categories and then customize it. But if you go inside the offer editor, there are 2 options. One of them is still in development. The other is already available. You can actually exclude using tags. So you can, for example, if it's, let's say, below $100, you can just use this tag, and then any product that is tagged with below 100 is not going to be shown as upsells. So then you can just use bulk tag on Shopify to hide all these products from being shown.
Amazing, thank you.
No problem. And there is another solution that I think is still in development. I'm not sure if it's live or not, but with the discount, there's the option to only apply the discount after a specific order value. So that's also something you can set up within the app. And soon we're going to have something for specific products with the upsell, but it's not live yet. For now, you can do it for the entire order. Any other questions about this section? Yeah.
I would be curious if you offer free gift if customer spends a certain amount.
So yeah, you can do that, no problem. If you want to offer a free gift during this post-purchase section, all you can do is just set up the trigger to be whatever you want. And as for the free gift, you can either pick a product and give it 100% discount. So if I have this product, I can just change the title to, I don't know, get a free gift. Center that. Forgive me about the poor design. I don't want to focus on that. And then as for the product, I can select, let's say that I want a specific product. I want, I don't know, this watch. I want it to be free. And I'm just going to give it a 100% discount. Oops. And now it's free.
Perfect. Thank you. And this would be also possible at the checkout, like as an upsell, like you spend more than X and you will get a free watch.
So with the checkout, there are some still limitations since it's a kind of a new feature also in Shopify. I'm going to cover the checkout in a few minutes.
Perfect.
Okay? All right. So I'm just gonna, any questions on this part? Again, feel free to stop me at any time. So if I'm gonna click back, I'm going to land on the ReConvert dashboard. And in here, you can start seeing all the data. This is a demo and empty store. Soon you're going to see some data because we're going to run an example. This is the funnel we just made in the top funnel section. Right now, there's only one funnel. If I hover over the trigger, I can see that it's set to all orders. But again, if we said that we want to create another order, again, another funnel, let's say for a specific product, you can just click on create a new funnel. And I'm just going to show you a simple example to convey some concept here. So I'm going to select an empty funnel, and let's say that we only want to display a specific upsell for, I don't know, a specific product. So let's just I'm going to call it specific product, and unless there is another trigger that anyone is wondering about, I'm just going to select specific product. Sorry. Okay, so if someone bought this product, then I want to display a specific product. I'm going to use one of the offers that are already created, but you can also create a new one. I'm just going to use this one, and it's going to open the offer editor. I'm going to close it. So now we just have a funnel just with one upsell without any thank you page, and I'm just going to create a new thank you page. Okay, so now we have a very basic funnel where if someone buys this specific product, I'm going to display the same product purchased with a 10% discount, and then we have an empty thank you page. I'm just going to hit save. The reason I created this funnel is just to show you what happens when the merchant wants to do advanced segmentation. For example, if this happens, do that. If this happens, do that. So in this case, you see that we have a specific product, and the trigger is that product. And here we have all orders. So what happens if we have, let's say, if we have it the other way around? How do ReConvert chooses which funnel to go with? For example, if I put this one at the top, the trigger now is all orders, and this one is this product. How do I know which one to pick? So the way ReConvert works is by priority. You have here priority from top to bottom. Every time that an order comes in, we're going to check the first trigger, then the second trigger, then the third trigger, and once any of them is being triggered, then we're going to go inside that funnel. Okay, so it's important to make sure that if you have something that's set to all orders, it's at the bottom and not at the top. And this is how you can prioritize your different funnels. Okay, great. Now, last thing that we're going to show before I'm going to show you a live example from a customer. This is the checkout editor. And again, this is still some sort of in beta because it's still relatively new, and Shopify still changes a lot of stuff. We created a whole checkout editor internally. This is ReConvert. This is not the Shopify editor. Again, I'm pretty sure that we're the only one offering that. And if you want to add any widget in here with this editor, you can just click on Add Section. There are multiple sections that are available here, and we are working on new ones all the time. So there's banner, divider, text, and multi-product upsell, which is what most merchants are going to be interested in. Once you select it, you can select the location within the checkout. So for example, I want to edit, I don't know, below the order summary. So I'm just going to drag it below the order summary, a little more, below the items maybe. I think here it's going to look better. And from here, I can really customize everything. And all the details that, everything that was available in the previous editor is also available here. And again, there are help videos to show you how to set up everything. Yeah, anyone had a question?
Someone just had to say they had to leave, but they'll watch the recording.
Okay, great. Thank you for joining. Okay, so again, here you can really set up everything, and from image, product details, description, price and discount, and everything here is available, including discount, because it's something that came up pretty late. I'm going to select just a specific product for the case here. Let's just use the yoga mat. Okay, great. So now that I've selected the product, I'm going to also add, let's say, a small discount. And someone of you guys asked if it's possible to display it based on conditions or make it as a free gift. So you can make it as a free gift here, but you cannot make it, and you can also limit the quantity. So for example, if I want to make it 100%, but only let them add one, that I can go to the quantity picker, sorry, not the variant, the quantity picker, and I can set a maximum, minimum, and a default value for that. So I can set a maximum to be 1. And then they are unable to change the quantity. You can also hide this section completely, and then they have to add just the 1. So you can really play with it. You can also do like bundles. You must get 2 in order to get this offer. So these are a few of the things you can do here. However, you cannot create conditions for upsell offers yet. We are working on improving the funnel editor to include checkout. But for now, you can only have one type of checkout. But you can again display these products based on some conditions. You can again use exclusion tags if you want to hide the product based on some elements in the product. I'm going to save this upsell for now. And the last thing that I need to do in order to set it up is I'm just going to go to the Shopify editor to add that widget inside the Shopify checkout editor. I'm going to click on Add App. I'm going to add ReConvert. And I'm going to add it to the same location right below items in cart. Sorry, here. And in here, if I click the product upsell, it's going to ask me to select from the dropdown on the right side, items in cart. Where is it? Am I missing something? After items in cart. Great. Now, the reason we do this, and this is something that I don't think any other app offers, it's allowing you to display dynamic options. So you can display multiple different widgets with different settings at checkout, and some locations here are dynamic by Shopify, meaning they're going to move between pages, and some of them are specific to that page. And in order to know the location, we need to select it here. So we added this option to provide more advanced options for merchants. So I'm going to hit save. And now if we just go through this store, we should be able to see all the offers, what we have here, which is pretty much, we have the checkout upsell and then the post-purchase offer. So I'm just going to go here and through checkout. I wonder why. I think maybe the product is out of stock or something. Let's change it to something else. Display this one. Okay, let's start a new checkout. Of course, all these things always happens when you are doing a demo, an important demo. Okay, great. So we have the product. I guess it was something related to stock or something. Oh, no, I know what the problem was. We set up an option here to hide the product if it's already in the cart, and we choose the same product that was in the cart. That's the reason. Okay, and in here, I'm going to need an Alabama zip code. I have it here, ready. Great. So in here, no thanks. I'm just going to add this free gift. Great. There's also an undo option that you can do for merchants. I know that a lot of them ask for it. And then if you go to the payment page, I'm just going to run a test order. Now we should be able to go through the post-purchase funnel and the optimized thank you page. Great. And this is the page that the customer will see. It can get charged in a single click without having to re-enter payment details. So I'm going to accept this offer. Now I'm going to move on to the second offer. Probably, again, a product that is out of stock. This is a dev store, so I apologize if there's some missing things. And this is what I have on my thank you page. Wait, I think we went to the other funnel. That was the reason. Let's go back and delete that funnel. And then we're going to be able to see the entire thing. Yeah, we went into this funnel. So I'm just going to delete that. And maybe we can run another test order. Yeah, that other funnel that we created had one offer without any post-purchase funnel, and we went into that funnel. Should have same product purchase with an additional discount. Perfect. Let's just take it. And I'm going to decline the second offer and go to the thank you page. Here, now it's the right funnel. I'm going to decline this one, and now we're going to see the optimized thank you page. And if we're going to refresh this, we're going to start seeing some analytics. This is what the thank you page look like with all the optimization. There's also review integration, review apps integration to display product reviews here. These are all elements that are being added by ReConvert, and there are a lot more opportunities here. And then back to the thank you page, we can see here 2 orders generated, 2 accepted offers, sorry, almost $81 generated. We can see the value per order, the average order value increase, conversion rate, and then also you're going to see the ROI. Since this is a development store, it's free, so it's endless. Here we're going to see the analytics for the funnel. You can also view more advanced analytics inside the funnel editor. And below that, we're going to see the customer activity report. This is exactly what happened to which order, what was the customer, the action he took, and what was the value of that action. So this is pretty much it for the basic functionality of the app. If there are any other questions, now would be a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, just one question there. I'm just trying to understand how those orders come through into the admin after they're purchased. So any upsells that are added in that sort of like buffer page in between the checkout and the thank you page, those are going to get added to the same order as if they're all together. It will be like one shipping charge shipped all together.
Yeah,
And-
so there are a few things to consider here. It really depends on the step in the customer journey. So in checkout, all the upsells that are in checkout, again, this is only for Shopify Plus merchants. It's being added at checkout, so it's automatically going to be added to the same order because it wasn't paid for. So there is no issues. With the post-purchase page, yes, it's going to be added to the same order. However, shipping can be controlled for that item. So you can we give three options, either to have free shipping for that item, set up a fixed amount of shipping, or let it be decided by Shopify based on the shipping profiles in their store. So these are the three options for the post-purchase offer. For the thank you page, we are giving away two options. One would be to edit the item into the order. And in order to do that, we are redirecting the customer back to the payment page, but they have to re-enter their payment details, okay? And another option is just to create another draft order instead and redirect him to the payment page with all his details already inserted. It's just going to need to add payment method.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's just, I guess at some point Shopify is going to make up this automatic charging from the thank you page as well for a limited time, and then we're probably going to implement that as well, but now it's just impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to better understand the conditions that you mentioned right now. It's not possible to add conditions, but most of the merchants want to showcase a specific product when the buyer buys again another product. So do you have a timeline for that, or like how right now, like thinking about a lot of merchants selling a lot of products, how can they avoid to get paired with product that have no sense between each others?
So again, with post-purchase, we have three parts. We have the checkout, post-purchase, and thank you page. For the post-purchase and thank you page, we can really customize everything, show whatever you want, whenever you want, whoever you want at the right time. With checkout, right now, it's more limited. However, you do have the option in the product recommendations to use, and this is something new that we released. There is the search and filter app by Shopify for recommended products. One second. In here, you can choose Shopify recommendations, and then you can either use the recommendations for related products, or you can use complementary recommendations. And this is something merchants set up on the search and discovery app in Shopify. So they can set up whatever rules they want in there, and then based on the product they purchased, we're going to display the complementary product.
Oh, got it. So it's going to be like a conditions-based with this workaround, essentially.
Yes, it's not really a workaround. It's an integration with the app Shopify wants us to work with. So this is really, we try to optimize based on what Shopify is looking for. We are going to create a more in-depth funnel builder. So you're going to be able to set up more advanced conditions. But for now, that's the solution that we have.
Thanks. Really helpful.
Sure. One other thing.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to show you, because it's been asked by Karan. There is a live example here of one merchant that uses the post-purchase upsell in a way that is driving very good results. So we have here, and what they've done is they've added two types of upsells to their checkout. One is for specific gun or something that they want to sell. I don't really understand the logic there. But one thing that they also added to the checkout at every page is this shipping insurance. It's a custom product that they've created, and they're seeing great conversion rate and results from it. So this is their dashboard. This is from the last 30 days. They've seen 708 conversions. That's a 2.12% conversion rate, $4,000 in revenue, and this is for the shipping insurance, about $3,000. It converted at 4.22%, and that's for the other gun they're selling. Less successful, but makes sense because it's an expensive product. So this is a good example. Again, anything related to shipping insurance or custom products or digital products, it works, but this is really for every store to know what works for them.
I do want to add something that I'm not sure if Eric mentioned in the beginning. The product itself and the journey, the automatic journey, was actually built from a real pain from Eric and the co-founder, because Eric was a merchant himself. So he knows the pain, he created a funnel, and the way he thinks is missing the journey. So I think, Eric, maybe you can elaborate about
I'll
that
just
as well.
say a few words. It's not something that I like to kind of wave and brag about, but I started my own store back in 2014. We grew it from a drop shipping, like kind of game store of me and a good friend of mine. We got to about $1 million in monthly revenue. It's called CoolU.com. It's a Shopify Plus brand. I decided to go after technology, but we built this product based on real pains that we had in our store. This is why it's kind of been successful since we launched, because we understand the pain.
It's such a powerful story, Eric, just being able to solve that problem, not only for yourself, but just for so many others as well. I did have one question as well. So if the sales team were sending, of course, clients to you to help go through the demo and explore. Sometimes what the sales team will also like to do is show live customer examples, the way that you had just shown with your customer. If we wanted to get a list of those customers or ask for a specific example, would it be better to email you, or would it be better to connect with you on the Shopify partner Slack channel?
Whatever you decide, guys, we are here for you. If it's Slack, if it's email, I don't mind some of you. If you want, you can WhatsApp me. Whatever you want, we're going to do. We're here for you. When it comes to live examples, first of all, there's always the case studies on the website, and we're trying to make each one of them a little bit different to fit different needs or different areas of the customer journey. But everything you need, we're going to get you this list. If you want to spread it out by different features, we can do that as well. There's a lot of things in the app we didn't cover. I just wanted to cover the basic upselling and AOV stuff, but it's also, in terms of design, you can really do a lot of things in different areas of the customer journey.
It's fantastic. I think then from a stronger partnership, what we can do is we'll actually create a specific Slack channel within the partner's workplace or workspace in Slack. That way, at least if someone asks a question, anyone else on the sales team can also search through that and see that same answer, which can be multitude of effectiveness. So
sounds great. And I'll make sure that we have in there our product managers and our support manager, just to make sure that you guys have everything you need. If it's something more specific, we do have 24/7 live chat support, but if it's more advanced development stuff, we don't necessarily have someone on hand at all times, but we will prioritize, of course.
Lovely. Any other questions, team? Okay. Well, Eric, Ron, thank you so much for the time and walking through the solution. This is, of course, such a powerful way to drive increased AOV, profitability, and just general brand recognition with some of our merchants. So as for next steps, what we can do is I will get this recording. I will also get the slide deck from you that we can share with the team, and we can set up that Slack channel so that we can continue to work together and support our merchants. So thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. There was okay, let's continue with all the other questions in the Slack channel. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. And just a final note before you guys leave, I promise there is a satisfaction guarantee to anyone you referred. So don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. I promise. If anything you're asking for, we're going to do our best to fulfill your requests. Thank you guys for your time.